so high, so high. They told me to sit back, don't make a sound, don't go to the unknown, but I'm too curious for that. Might be a little crazy, I don't mind, I like the way it feels, no need to set off the alarm.
We got time on our side, we're in a state of home. I need you on my fire, I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way. We got everything here, at least to stay alive, and the time that we share makes it all worthwhile. Got this place on our own. Do you feel that we got something strong? And I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come.
Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Desert Adventures in Arizona. Lucas is down here, right down here, pestering me because he wants to go play. We already did that. Now go lay down. Hope everybody's having a good morning. We enjoyed watching Ava Potterfield and friends this morning. She was running a little bit late, but we chatted and waited for her to come up, and we had a good live with her this morning. So let's see who's in the house. First person in the house is channel member Gracie and Jacques Adventures. Good morning, good morning. Hope you're doing well. KT Spirit is here. Good morning, KT. Thanks for being here. Lily is here. Good morning, Lily. And there's Ava Potterfield and friends. Thanks for the shout out, Ava. She's on at 6 o'clock Arizona time, also Pacific time. And don't forget, coming up after me is Roy and Becky's Travels, coming up at 10 o'clock. So be sure to stop by and say hello with Roy. Becky's still in Indiana taking care of some medical appointments. Roy is toughing it out in Quartzsite, Arizona, where it is hot, very hot. Scrolling. Catherine Cook is here. Good morning. Floss is here. Good morning, Floss. Good to see you. Hope you're doing all right. Dave Wanders is here. Dave is up enjoying the nice cool weather up in Belmont, Arizona, up in the trees, and that's where we hope to be here soon, very soon. Dave needs to get some Starlink internet, I think. Joy is here. Happy 4th of July, Steve. Thank you for your service. Thank you, Joy. And thanks, Donnie, for serving our nation. So in case you didn't notice, I got the flag in the back. We've got the 4th of July holiday tomorrow. So I'm sure a lot of folks had a nice long weekend this weekend. Scrolling. Eva Potterfield saying hello. Always a good time on Monday mornings, and her and Doug on Friday nights, they do old time music, and Ava plays the fiddle, violin, and Doug plays guitar. It's always a fun evening to watch them and listen while we eat dinner. So yeah, it's July 4th, Independence Day, 1776, and Canada had their, I guess, Independence Day, you call it, on July 1st. Canada Day. So that's interesting too. And looking around, I see that the Philippines, the country of Philippines, actually has, I forgot to turn on my lights. Forgot to turn on my lights here. Let's see, let me fix that. The Philippines has a Independence Day also on July 4th, and their independence was from the United States. They were actually a U.S. territory, and they are independent country now too. So yeah, we were talking on Ava's live that Lily T has some new roses, and they're actually purple, and she's going to post some video of those new roses she got. I don't know that I've ever seen a purple rose, so that should be pretty cool to see. There's She Devil Adventures. Good morning, Tommy. Thanks for joining us. All right, thanks, Joy, appreciate it. First 4th of July parade in the nation at midnight in Gatlinburg. Wow. So Smoky Mountains Blessed does a lot of live streams, a walk around live streams in Gatlinburg. Very interesting. That is a hopping town there, up in the Smoky Mountains. All right, what else is going on? Well, it's rattlesnake season. And if you guys have watched my channel, we had a rattlesnake show up in front of the house. There's the rattle right there. You can see, you can count the buttons. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buttons on it. So the age, I'm not sure, but assuming that one button for every year. So it's about 7 years old. This is about a 3-footer. And we got Lucas, our Chocolate Lab snake avoidance trained here a little while ago. And so when this snake showed up, I put it in a barrel and walked Lucas around that barrel, and he could actually smell it. So that was good to see that his training basically taught him what a rattlesnake smells like. Now, we also have a glossy snake, which, if you don't know the difference, it looks like a rattlesnake, but it's got a pointy tail. It does not have the rattle on it, and it's actually in front. I think I've got a photo of one here. It's actually in front of the house. Well, I'm going to show you the rattlesnake first. Here's the rattlesnake that we had in front of the house. The snake's inside that barrel and he can smell it. He's looking for it. Good boy, Lucas. Good boy. Good boy. So Lucas knew there was a snake there. He couldn't find it, but he was confident that he could smell it. So that was really a nice confirmation, a good confirmation of his training. Now we have this glossy snake in the same area as we found the rattlesnake. Here's a picture of it. See, it looks very similar to a rattlesnake, but it doesn't have the rattle on the tail. So the rattlesnake has this rattle. The glossy snake has a pointed tail, and they're not aggressive. They're not venomous, and so we choose to just leave it alone because any mice or rats that come in there, it's going to take care of that. But that glossy snake has been there probably a couple weeks now, and he's happy there. He's got a nice cool spot there. They can actually overheat. All snakes can overheat, and when it's hot, they can actually die of overheating. So yeah, I know Lily's not a fan. Yeah, it was a pretty good size. It's about 3 feet, which is a good size for this area. There's Catherine Cook. Yeah, that's basically what they are pit vipers. There's another channel member, CR View. Good morning, good morning. Tim, Gracie, and Crystal. Thanks for being here. Hope you guys are staying cool up there in Quartzsite. I know it's a challenge. Speaking of that, let me check the weather here. What's the weather here in Marana, Arizona?
It's currently clear and 90 degrees.
Well, it says 90, but our temperature here says 99, and it's going to get up to 109 today. So it's going to be another warm one. Roy and Becky are here. Hello, hello. The gas pump made me late. but I do have a hall pass. Of course you do. Thank you very much, Roy. Glad you're here. And Roy and Becky, like I mentioned earlier, will be coming up live here at 10 o'clock. So be sure to stop in and say hello. You got some catching up to do. Got all these people to say hi to. Whoa. Hi, Gigi. It's your favorite granddaughter. Sheena is my daughter, and it looks like her daughter's on her phone watching, and that would be Caitlin who would say that. Is that true, Caitlin? Or is that Hallie? You better clue me in. Ah. Everybody's saying hello. Whoa, look at this. We got a rock star in the house. Van Life Rocks is here. Also a channel member. Thank you very much for being here, Ray. Hope you're doing well. Ray's got a motorcycle. If anybody has not stopped by his channel, he's got a motorcycle, and he's doing some really interesting live streams out in the Southern California where he rides his motorcycle. So be sure to stop by and check him out. Always a good time, always a good time. And he's got some thoughts going on about maybe upgrading his motorcycle. I'm not sure. He hasn't let us know yet, but in due time, I think he will. I think he will. Ray saying a blanket hello to everyone. Good to have you here, Ray. Good to have you. Thanks for coming in. Oh, it's Hallie. Okay, so Hallie's absconded with Mama's phone, and she thinks that she is the favorite granddaughter. I think I want them all to think that. Ringo is here. Good morning, Ringo. Ringo and Czar's here. Another great channel. He does some exploring, driving around the desert, looking at old mines, and always interesting to watch that. Oh, so Roy is up there in Quartzsite, 95. Rumor is that we hit 122. Yeah, it seems like the actual temperature, I know that happens here, the actual temperature is higher than the official temperature. You guys see that where you're at? Because the official temperature gauges are usually inside a box, sitting in a grassy area or in a cool spot, because they're not in the direct sun. They're not as hot. And our temperature gauge is out in the sun because it has one of those wind spinners on it. And so it gives us wind speed. So it has to be out in the open. And I think because it's out in the open and getting sun on it, that it's hotter. Dave is saying hello to Hallie. There's Ron Darrell Adventures. Howdy, Ron. Good to see you. Ron Darrell was under the weather there for a while. It scared us a little bit, but he's back and up to his feisty self. They're saying hi to Roy and Becky. And we have Gia in the house. Good morning, good morning. Can't tag right now, but say hi to everybody. No worries, Ron, no worries. Must Be Adventures is here. Good morning, Chris. It's only going to be 100 there, Chris. You better get that hoodie out. I think you're going to need it. Chris is down there in Huachuca City in southern Arizona. Uh-oh. So Roy again is in Quartzsite. His generator wouldn't run, but it ran the day. I think we hit 122. Well, hopefully you didn't hurt it running it that hot. Everybody's saying hello. Yeah, 122 is dangerous. It sure is. You need lots of water, especially here in the desert. You got to have water. You can get in trouble pretty quickly if you're not sipping water all day. Any fin is possible. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Glad to have you here. So Chris has got his pullover on. That's good. You'll stay warm today then. Yeah, no kidding, huh, Ray? 122 is hot. Okay, so you got it running now. That's good. So at least you know it's operating. I've got the swamp cooler running, the evap cooler running on solar. And yesterday I had to give up on it and turn the air conditioning on because it got too hot in the house. The evap cooler does not cool well when it gets up over, 105, 106, and I have to run the air conditioning. Yeah, finding cold water here in the desert is a challenge. Yeah. Happy Place Camping is here. Hello, Felix. Thanks for joining us. Oops, double click there. Chat's moving on me. Anything over 100 is rough. Not too bad if the humidity is low. Our humidity has been around 10 to 12%. And as long as you can find shade, it's not too bad. If you're out in the sun, it's difficult for sure. Yeah, that's true. They need to sell cold water coolers for out here instead of hot water heaters. I actually turn our hot water heater way down in the summertime because the holding tank that we have on our property is solar heated, and so we don't use much hot water from the water heater. Yeah, you guys have a lot of humidity there. Happy Place Camping has a lot of humidity there. And they do some interesting videos on their trips around the state and around the area where they live. And interesting series on redoing their camp trailer. So they have a box trailer that they converted to a camp trailer behind the pickup. And Felix and Jesse did a great job on redoing it. So it looks like it's working well for you. Yeah, low humidity makes a big difference, doesn't it, Chris? Okay. So, yeah, hot gas, that'll happen for sure. Yes, Chris, Oki went out this morning to water out there, and the glossy snake is still out there. Yeah, the remodel looks really good, really good. you guys check out Happy Place Camping and watch how they went through their remodel on their trailer. So, Roy, I haven't heard that. Well, actually, I have heard it. I guess back in the old days, they used to send folks out to Arizona that had breathing issues. And of course, Becky has that. And also, arthritis is better in the dry heat. So, oh, look who we have here. Traveling Merton and Sue are here. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. I had to go back and watch your live after the fact. Traveling Merton and Sue does a live 5 p.m. East Coast time there in Massachusetts. And I was out working on the water hole that we have at the edge of the property because we were getting cows in, and cows are pretty good at looking for water. And they found our water hole and they were hanging out. They've been hanging out here for a month. And so we put the water hole there for the deer and the coyotes and the birds and all the other desert critters that really need it in the heat of the summer. Well, the cows were coming in and they were draining that water. And so we were having to refill it. And I'll bet we used 100 gallons a day because a cow can drink a lot of water. So I got the number for the rancher, called the rancher up, and he said, well, it's open range out here. If you have water out, the cows are going to stick around. So I told him, I said, okay, well, I'll put you on notice. You got 2 calves out here that are nursing. So there were about 6 or 8 cows hanging around our place. You've got 2 calves that are nursing. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to take the water away. And he said, that's fine. They should move north where they're supposed to be. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to fence in the water. So I put up some barbed wire fence, some T-posts, and then I rebuilt our water system because we had a plastic tub sitting in the ground. And the problem we had with that, it held quite a bit of water, but the small birds that were running around would fall into the water and drown. And so we needed to do something better. And so I rebuilt it yesterday with the help of a neighbor friend. And I took the tub out and I made a square concrete set in the ground that I can fill up, and the birds can actually walk out of that. Oh, let me push that over. So the birds can actually walk in and walk out of it. So I think that's going to work better for the critters out here. And it worked out pretty well. So the cows are gone. There's no water access for them. Hopefully they move north. We'll see. All right, there's Happy Place Camping's link. Thank you, Ray, for doing that. Appreciate it. Everybody's saying hello. So, another piece of news that I'd like to share with you guys is this is our 37th anniversary today. So 37 years ago, Oki said, I do, and I said, I do, and we got married in Okinawa, Japan. That's where her nickname comes from. She's from Okinawa, Japan. That's where we met, and we got married over there on July 3rd, 37 years ago. I think it was 1986. So we've been together 39 years. We dated for 2 years. And then one day I asked her, hey, when are we getting married? And we got married, and she still gives me a hard time about that. When are we getting married? Because you know it when it's going to happen, right? So 37 years, we're going to have maybe a meal out today. Yeah, Javelina haven't been back yet, but yeah, they'll have a new. They don't have a mud hole anymore like they had before, so that'll be interesting to see how they react to that. Rayleigh Creative Travel is here. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us. Scrolling. Everybody's saying hello. So anyway, 37 years, 39 years together. I'm pretty happy with that. Caught some of your live. That's good. Any fin is possible. Can somebody find a link? Looks like they're a content creator. If somebody can find any fin as possible, maybe, and drop their link. Oh, Gia. I'm an Arizona girl. I like to live in the desert. Very cool. Yeah, I was born and raised in Tucson. Left to go into the military for 21 years, and I came back. Oki and I came back to Tucson and bought a house, and then found this place out here in the Ironwood Forest National Monument. There's some private property out here. And so we bought a few acres out here, and we have our own little paradise. Oh, yeah, rattlesnakes. We have them out here for sure. Thank you, Ray. Thank you. So, being married for 37 years, you think I'd learn a thing or two, right? What does it take to have a good relationship with your significant other, regardless of who that is? What does it take to keep a marriage together? I know Oki and I were previously married and before we met. And so you learn from those experiences. Thank you. Thank you. And I have learned a lot. Yep, 37 years. And so when you meet someone and you decide to commit to them, what does it take to keep that relationship going? So I've learned a lot, and there's a lot of give and take, between committed people who are together. But I think the best feeling in the world is being with someone who wants you as much as you want them. You have to be friends, right? I think to be married, as long as Oki and I have been married, we're actually good friends. Do we have disagreements? Sure, every couple does. But we're friends, and we always remember that. One thing that the difference between women and men, and this is my opinion, is women assume that we know what they're thinking. you know the trash needs to go out. How come you forgot to take the trash out or whatever it is? And so I'm a simple man. And so I would tell Oki, don't assume that I know what you're thinking. But if you tell me what you want or what I can do for you, it's black and white. So that's something that we worked on that helped us. And I don't know what you guys think, but it's not easy for us to know. Thank you. Chris said, my wife said, hey, is this going anywhere? That's when I said, okay, let's get married. That works, huh? Gia says, I'm the queen of Arizona. Desert is my place. Yeah, you're right. She's a tough lady to put up with me that long. So, we met in Okinawa, Japan. I was in the military. She traveled with me, and we had a great life in the military, and then came to Arizona to settle down. Now, she was wanting to go up to the northwest part of the country, like up where Lily and Sandra live, but I convinced her to come back to Tucson. And it's worked out because I got a job with the local electric co-op and went through and their apprenticeship program, did 20 years with them, and then retired in 2018. So it's turned out really well, and found this place, this little piece of paradise out here in the desert. And we're really happy here. Okay, any fin is possible. 99% fishing content. Okay, thanks. Tim posted that. Thank you very much. There is any fin is possible. Ava posted it too. Thank you. Thank you, Ava. Well, I don't know any single Arizona desert men, but if I do, I'll send them your way. All right, so Chandra's going to cancel her live stream tomorrow. I think she's up in the mountains getting their dog away from the fireworks. Gia wants a young Arizona man. I don't know any of those. Thanks, Chris. It takes patience and communication, lots of patience, right? So to maintain a marriage, and many of us have been married and divorced here in the chat, and many of us are still single and choose to be single because that's what works. So respect, trust, right? Respect each other, trust each other, a commitment, of course, and communication. As Chris points out, communication is key. Compromise, Lily says. Lily's been married a long time. That's a very good point, Lily. Compromise. So when you disagree, and I've been guilty of this, Oki will say, I think you ought to consider doing this, this, and this. No, that's fine. But what do? I take that nugget of information and I think about it and I process it. And then usually she's right. And so, or if I disagree, we discuss it. And we come up with a plan. And that's good. That's good, Felix. Well, it actually helps if you actually like the person, right? Right. We've only made it 30 years so far. So Tim and Gracie have been married 30 years. That's good. And it's not easy to hold the marriage together, is it? When we talk about what we've experienced, boy, we've gone through a lot of stuff, a lot of challenges, Some tough times. There were times early in our marriage. There's Lucas. You want to say hi? There's Lucas. There's Lucas. Yeah, he lives to play with his ball. All right. Okay, he just came in to say hi. Yeah, but he's not going to leave me alone. Lucas, go lay down. Good boy. Anyway, he made it 30 years. See, I lost my train of thought, Lucas. I lost my train of thought. Made it 30 years, and you have to be friends. Yeah, that's where it was. You have to actually like the person. And so, like Happy Place Camping, you can see when they're working together, that they like each other. They're friends. I don't know how long you guys have been married, Felix, but looks like you get along just fine. So Roy and Becky have been together 33 years. You make it work by sending your spouse to the other side of the country. Oh, I don't know about that, Roy. I think you're probably missing Becky. Chris says the best response is always yes, dear. Yes, dear. Well, right now we have a Labrador, a black Labrador that we got from the Humane Society. We've always had dogs. We lost 2 of our dogs last year to old age, and we lasted about 4 months without a dog in the house. And we went to the Humane Society in Tucson, and Lucas picked us to go home with. So he's about coming up on 2 years, I guess. They figured at the time he was about a year and a half old when we got him. I think we've had him about 5 months now. Oh, Pakistan. Okay. Is that where you're at now, Gia? You are smart. Gracie says you're smart, Chris. We know, Chris, that when it gets to a certain point in the conversation, it's best to say, yes, dear. Been with my wife for 27 years. No clue how to make her happy. Oh, no, I know that's not right. Yeah, that's true. But I have learned, Chris, the longer you're together, the more you understand each other. And so Oki knows that I don't pick up on gray stuff, I call it. Give me black and white. If you want me to do something, give it to me. I put it on the list. Oh, yeah, that's something else I learned. The honey-do list is pretty important, especially when you're retired. When you retire, there's no excuses to I'm putting another light on here. There's no excuses to ignore the honey-do list. And so one thing that was on our honey-do list here at the house was Oki wanted a front porch, a front concrete porch. I had put pavers down, and that sufficed for 15 years, and finally got around to having somebody come in and put a concrete porch in. And I'm glad we did. It only took me 15 years, but I got that checked off of the list. In all my years of life, never have been a mind reader, right? So communication is key for sure. Pretty amazing, huh, that we can talk to each other around the world. She is in Pakistan, been married 28 years, together 33. Yeah. That's right too. You can complete your sentences for each other too, right? She always knows how to answer my unspoken questions. All right, Felix, thank you very much for coming in. Appreciate it. Hope you have a good holiday. Thanks for coming in. Oh, Gracie's got a new van coming. That's right. Merton and Sue, you may have said, but how long have you guys been married? You scroll back. I know you've been together a long time too. Ron says, I was married 38 years to 3 different women. LOL. I'll just let that comment stand on its own, Ron. 16 and a half years. I know, Ron, your last wife who passed was definitely committed to you, I think. 16 and a half years, and she hasn't killed me yet. "27 years, and I still introduce her as my first wife." Takes a whole lot of unconditional love. That's another good word. Unconditional love and forgiveness. Still working on that. I know. Yeah. Ray didn't make it though, 23 this year. Must have had to work, huh? So being with your partner, your wife, whoever you pick to hang out with, your significant other, you treat them the way that you want to be treated, right? I know I've said some boneheaded things over the years, and you know that people always remember how you made them feel. So saying words that maybe in the heat of the moment or a disagreement or a debate, to say words that turn out to be hurtful, sticks with a person. And so I've learned that over the years, that I need to be careful. You know, to say what you need to say is important, but how you say it is also important. And being careful how you say things that are not hurtful, so they're not hurtful, because I've learned that over the years too, that when you say things that hurt, they stick with that person. Yep, that was Lucas. So Gia's shopping. Anybody know anyone? Ava says 13 years for Doug and I married, a couple for 17 years. And that's good. I think it's important, you know, not to jump into a marriage right away. And Oki and I dated for a couple years before, you know, getting married. And I think that's important to do that. It's Gina Payne's birthday today, so pop over to her channel and wish her happy birthday. I'll do that. Yep, that's right. No youngsters here. I think Van Life Rocks is probably the younger one, and he's not committing to anybody. He's taking care of his son over there. That's his priority in California. Yeah, they sure do. Rescues make the best dogs. We actually found our chocolate lab, Duke, on Marketplace. somebody was looking for a home for him. He was living in a small apartment. Was a young lady who got divorced, relocated to Tucson or Marana from Texas, and was living with her sister and her husband. She had this chocolate lab, 6 months old, a bundle of energy. And so they said, free to good home. So I called up and went and picked him up. And he lived to be 14 years and 4 months old before he passed from old age. Yeah, you can celebrate Lucas Gotcha Day, right? Right? Ron says, gee, I'm 77. Does that count? There's Sue. Hello, Sue. Thanks for joining us. Lucky Dog Productions moderator does a live stream on Saturdays. All right, Lily, you have a good day. We're coming up on 54 minutes here, so I won't be long here. But it's nice to have everybody here. Thank you very much. Especially Van Life Rocks, Ray. Thank you very much for coming in. Hopefully you got some time off and you're enjoying a nice long weekend. Okay, Ron, you're shut down there, buddy. 77 is too much. I need 25 or 30. Ron's been rejected. Ron's been rejected. I don't think he's too upset. Expected, right, Ron? I'm sure you'll find the right guy eventually. Misha Lee is here. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining us. Hope your holiday weekend is going well. All right, Catherine says 46 years this August for Homer and I. That's awesome, Catherine. 46 years. Congratulations. Not many people can hold it together for 46 years. Oh, yeah, they're out here. They're out here. I'll take my hat off to anyone that can stay married. It's not an easy thing to do. You're right, Ron. It's not. And I don't know if you guys think that the younger generation maybe gives up too early. But, Oki and I have had bumpy spots in our life, and we never really thought about, getting divorced or separating. It just wasn't, we've been through that before. And okay, there we go. 47 years. Merton and Sue have been together 47 years. Awesome. No, Steve. Anything you say will come up 5 years later. Ron, you're right. You're right. You're right. That's all I'm saying about that subject. That's right, Floss. When you least expect it, someone will pop into your life. And that's when you're looking and you're looking and you're looking and you never find it. As soon as you stop looking, somebody will pop in there and that'll be it. Wonder what kind of lure she's trolling with, huh? Yeah, we miss Duke for sure. Now, Lucas, our black lab, is is kind of afraid of people. He's getting better, but he has to be introduced to people, and I'll usually give him a snack. He's just scared. He's not aggressive or anything. He's scared of people, and we think that somebody was throwing rocks at him because when I would take him for a walk when we first got him, if I kicked a rock, he would freak out. I mean, he would jump to the side like he was dodging a rock. And so that told me that somebody was throwing rocks at him because he was found running the streets in Tucson. And he was covered with whatever somebody was spraying on him to, I don't know, he was definitely in trouble. So we were really happy to have him. All right, Andy Finn, thank you. Appreciate it very much. KT is 62, but I'll take one younger. Oh, grandson hanging out with you, Grace. That's cool. That's very cool. Grandkids are awesome, aren't they, Gracie? They're just awesome. We love ours to death. Misha says, been married 27 and together 30. That's awesome. And Misha, thank you for your service to our country. I know you're a veteran also. Rumi wants to know if Gracie's selling her RV. Yeah, I wonder about that, Chris. Younger generation, and I think I have seen. I know it's true in Japan that the kids are not getting married. I don't know if it's Independence Day is tomorrow. I don't know if it's the generation, whether it's financial, whether it's the commitment part, but the younger kids don't seem to be getting married as much anymore. Yeah, you're right. About 10 years younger would work for me since women live longer than men on the average. Yeah. All right, we're making some connections here. If you never find one, you're looking. I guess I better start looking. South Korea, yeah. Yeah, I went to Gwangju, South Korea, TDY, a couple of times when I was stationed in Okinawa. Worked out in the bomb dump, went down there. Also went temporary duty, TDY, to the Philippines, down to Clark when they were open. Loved the Pacific. Loved Okinawa. They had to kick me off of Okinawa. I was there for 10 years over 2 tours, and I didn't want to leave. Beautiful place. Yeah, I love my grandbabies. And Gracie, isn't your son in Okinawa? Did I remember correctly? Small world, huh? Yeah, it sounded like everybody had a great time up there in O23 in Oregon. It was fun to watch everybody. Maybe next year Oki and I can make it up there. The gas prices of gas and things that we had going on here at the home base kind of kept us home this spring. We had to put a new roof on the house. It was just wore out. So, and then we've got the well guy coming on Friday to put a camera down the well casing and look it over, because we're not getting the water we should be getting. We're not sure if there's a problem in the casing, if it's just part of the drought that we've been experiencing, but we are going to find out by the end of the week. Oh, Chris says, I met my wife while getting dinner a day after deer hunting. I was stinky and covered in deer blood. I knew she was a keeper. Right, right. Well, it says, I'm feeling better. I'm back to being a half a smartass again. Yeah. Thank you, Misha. You do the same. You do the same. Thank you very much for coming in. There is Naj. We can't close down yet because Naj is in the house. We've got to hang out a few more minutes to say hi to Naj. Yes, Steve, first of the year, and then they're headed to Virginia at Quantico. That's good. So that'll be nice to have back in the States, huh, Gracie? Good to see you, Naj. Thank you. Gross. Sue says, Chris, you're gross. She must be a very special lady. Well, she knew you could find meat if you needed it, right, Chris? Yeah, we're all happy Ron's feeling better for sure. Gave us a scare there for a little while. Now, Chris came down to our meetup, Sue, and he just spent a short time there. But maybe next year, Chris, you guys can maybe tent camp out there and stay a couple of days. You can bring your wife down. Oh, she loves her deer jerky. That's good. That's good. All right. Got to call Suntan Solar before our live. Have a great day. Thanks, Roy. Roy and Becky are going to be live here coming up. If somebody could throw the link up for Roy and Becky's live stream, we'll go raid them at 10 o'clock, which is about 55 minutes from now. Ray, they were back to blaming you for everything. Now I'll take part of the flack again. That's right. That's right. Bambi tastes damn good. Uh-oh, fires up there in Washington? That's not good. Life is beautiful, Ray says. Absolutely. You got to enjoy every single day, huh, Ray? Every single day, you have to enjoy every day. Don't sweat the little things, because it's all little. Okay, Ava, thank you very much. Ava posted a link for Roy and Becky's live coming up at 10 o'clock. So thank you, everyone, for being here. I see there's 25 people in here now. I really appreciate everybody coming in. I hope everyone has a great 4th of July, a great weekend. And I'm going to play 2 outro videos. The first one is a hawk that was chasing my drone that I got a video of, and then my exit video for the live stream. So Thank you, everyone, for being here. Have a great 4th of July and a great week. And we'll see you next time.